Yeah, reality is more stressful. But when you're connected to reality, you're also able to develop stress management skills better than the norm. Hey, I'm going to say this is Lessons in Democracy. I'm going to say something that's going to make me hated more than I am already. And, it comes back to how frustrated I was during the Winter Redneck Carnival at the Capitol in Ottawa this past winter. Because, I'm like, I'm walking to places, and I know it's not just here in Canada, right? And people want to criticize Trudeau, and it's never the right things that they criticize people for, and that shows how dumb they are. So that means I'm telling you guys, if you think it's wrong for Trudeau to have called the Emergency Act to practice this thing, to see how it works, and to kind of cancel it as soon as it was finished, if you think that was the worst thing he did when it's actually the best thing he ever did, and the worst thing he did was probably to legalize all these drugs that makes you too dumb to know what is a good thing that he did and what is a bad thing that he did. And I'm not saying he's brilliant. I'm just saying he's a pleaser, I guess. He gives people what they want. And there was a lot of people that needed this Emergency Act to be passed. And it was done, I would say, really well again. Now this data comes out, how it was done, and who was feeling what, and just the fact there's an inquiry is a good sign, and that he's participating, because reality is something that he's partaking in right now when you don't, because you post videos where you keep trashing in the title Trudeau, and it doesn't match at all the videos you post, especially one particular guy that keeps popping up, and I wrote a comment or two, and it's like, and he does more effort to produce the videos, he in a corner, he's like sitting somewhere with all his equipment, and and most of the screen is showing the video of part of this inquiry, and it's so misinterpreted. So again, the worst thing Trudeau did was legalizing more drugs, and it's not just Trudeau. I mean, there are doctors that don't care about you that became politicians to also do this to you and your brains and your kids. And again, you think the emergency. Even Jordan B. Peterson is like, oh, he's way out there misinterpreting what really happened with this Emergencies Act. And it's like, oh man, Jordan, you need to go live somewhere else where there's no problems and Emergencies Act don't exist, and climate change isn't real and all this stuff. And that has to be a different universe, right? It can't be on Earth. So I'm walking in this town, and they are many places where the advertising or the sign or the name of this business promotes wellness or healing or even learning, and it's a cannabis shop. So, of course, Trudeau succumbed to, a popularity vote that comes from your dumbness. So your dumbness creates more dumbness, and you even blame the guy that gave you the ability to be dumb by legalizing stuff that makes you dumb. So, yeah, it almost wants me to, go volunteer for the Liberal Party just to undo how dumb you are, because I feel responsible as a primate that shares the same DNA as you. I feel bad for Trudeau, who did a lot of ridiculous things, but he's being blamed more by the dumb people by one of the best things he ever did. You're so frickin' ridiculous as a species. You are so intellectually lazy to not want to do learning, to not want to partake in the concept of wellness or healing, but to have more cannabis shops, that I'm telling you, it's very hard to take you seriously as a people, Canadians. And when I saw these patterns coming and I wanted to leave Canada because it's most certainly easy to predict that it was going to speed up the evolutionary dead end of Canadian society, is people were like searching my suitcases because I got a Canadian passport when I'm leaving drug-addicted nonsense where people don't know the difference between reality and the lack of reality. So yeah, I'm saying that you guys shouldn't vote. You want to do cannabis instead of growing up and becoming responsible adults connecting to reality, especially while you still have kids? I'm sorry, I don't even think you should vote. Even if there was one suitable candidate to vote for, you would sabotage the chance Canadian society could improve. That's how dumb you are, lazy, and irresponsible as a species.